Haven of Rest Ministries serves more than 2,000 homeless people a year, and on any given night there are around 150 people staying here. Okay, those response teams were working hard throughout the day here along the river. It did get very heated, and some of that anger stemmed from some confusion for funding for this mess that's behind me here. The car heading east on I-94 somehow went from up there on the road to all the way down onto the riverbed and flipped over. Police visited the O'Connell Lodge 475 times, by far the most of any hotel or motel in the city. Friends and family members are still mourning the loss of a 7-year-old killed in an early Sunday morning fire at this home behind me here. And one thing they always stress the importance of is smoke detectors, which is something no one could hear this morning. And as you can see, there's not much left of the house behind me here. City Manager Rebecca Fleury says the city expected some more changes could be coming for the Kellogg Company. Rain not only delays projects, it closes playgrounds and makes walking trails look more like rivers. Norman Hood Jr.'s parents claim that a Calhoun County Sheriff's deputy was grossly negligent when he hit their son with his car. Columbia Avenue is one of the heaviest traveled streets, presenting big challenges to the city of Battle Creek and to drivers trying to avoid potholes. Potholes like these are usually a pretty quick fix with some asphalt, but those big holes we saw up in Berry County are going to take a lot longer. And as you can see behind me, the outside of the provisioning center, not quite done yet. Brady Smith wakes up every day and looks out onto Beetle Lake. What he's looking for, he doesn't know exactly. On July 3rd, he made the worst kind of discovery. He spent the whole day before water skiing, swimming, and sunbathing with his daughter, Morgan.
It was just a very perfect day. My daughter.
They planned to do it all over the next day, but when he woke up, Morgan and her friend Tim Geibig were gone.
Then I noticed that the kayaks were gone.
Smith went out looking on his boat. He found one of the kayaks, the orange one, but no Green and no Morgan or Tim. After recruiting his friend to help look,
we get halfway across the lake and he says stop the boat, and that's where the kids were in the water. I couldn't call 911. I couldn't talk. I was like, this isn't happening right now.
According to their death certificates, both had drowned. Smith says while some suggested it was a swimming accident, he's not convinced. The main reason why, the green kayak, which he says was found way up the lake from the body in someone's dock.
If it was windy that night, that's fine, but for the direction of that kayak to travel and go around a point and go where it was at, it's almost impossible. Yeah. Because there's 6 to 10 docks from the location of where I found the kids.
Smith says a lot of people were out in their boats that night. He says he thinks it's possible a boat hit the kayaks, the green one got lodged underneath and dragged up the lake.
I don't want to accuse anybody. The possibility is that maybe they got struck from behind, you know, got disoriented. One person got disoriented. The other person jumped out of the kayak to try and help, and they didn't make it.
The Michigan Department of Natural Resources says it can be incredibly hard to see kayaks when boating at night.
We recommend you don't operate kayaks at night because other boaters, it's very hard to see, but it's not illegal. But just use your head, use common sense, take some type of lighting device.
Smith says no one has spoken out about any kind of boating accident, including police, but he's not going to stop looking.
Thank you for the great 25 years. There are a lot of people that love you.
There's going to be times where we stub our toe, and I think this is one of those times. As a dog owner myself, I would absolutely want accountability.
Bloodstains still line the walls at the Sandusky home in Battle Creek, a constant reminder of the day the family got a little smaller. Security footage shows an officer approaching the house, police say responding to a potential breaking and entering, later deemed a domestic dispute. As the family's black lab approaches the officer, she appears to fire her gun, and the dog runs back into the house.
Dozer ran back inside with blood pouring out of his mouth. She was saying to get my dogs, and I was saying don't shoot, wanting to get my dogs, but afraid.
I had insisted to take him to the emergency vet, and I had asked the police officer if she could move her car.
The family says it was denied the request to get Dozer some help, saying the officer stayed for almost 2 hours. When Jason Sandusky got home, he tried taking Dozer to the vet.
Unfortunately, Dozer didn't make it. You have to be trained for something like this. How is this possible? I mean, it's unbelievable to us.
The police department immediately launched an investigation. The officer's name isn't being released, but we're told punishment is possible.
There's a full range of options that I have, but yeah, there's certainly going to be something that's going to happen. In this particular instance, there was some exceptional shortcomings, and that is why this is being investigated.
The department does have a policy in place for using deadly force against dangerous animals, but the Sandusky's say Dozer was anything but dangerous.
He was an amazing dog. He was never a problem to any neighbors. He was kind, gentle. He was my best friend. I'm sorry I didn't protect him.
You did. Don't you dare say that.